So you want to start a review channel. So let me give you some tips. Tip number one, look at my channel and do not duplicate it. I did not follow what I know to be the practical way to create a channel to make it successful. In fact, I didn't start this channel to be a channel for everybody. I started it for me. So when I was at the grocery store, I would be able to look up something and see, did I like it the last time I bought it? So yeah, and I just never changed the format except for going from, I think that you'll like this if, to a scale of 1 to 10 for the flavor. So what I would suggest is you, number one, figure out a way to make it entertaining. Okay. Jokes are always great. Being very enthusiastic is great, except for the problem that if you're being enthusiastic about the product, that implies to the viewer that the product is a good product when it may be crap. So I would be wary of the enthusiasm. Instead, what you could do instead of enthusiasm is have just enthusiasm toward your audience, being grateful to them, and also to then be very expressive about how you feel about the product that you're consuming. Use your face, use your words to express to people. Use gestures, and you can do comparisons. That's equally fine. And in fact, in some ways, comparisons can be better. But you do have to try to be careful to do it in a way that's fair. Additionally, have a set schedule. And so if you're not going to be doing reviews every single day, then I would suggest that you have them coming out on specific days of the week. Now, my channel, usually I do at least one video a day, but you don't have to do it every day. Say, for example, you want to evaluate it on more than just the flavor and the texture. You want to evaluate it in terms of nutritional value, what kind of things in it that might be bad, and you want to take your time and do it really well. Then, giving the audience some details that can help them to decide whether this should be something they should avoid, like sugared sodas, candy, ice cream, that sort of stuff. Another thing that you can do is be silly with it. You might, at the end of the video, might smear it on your face or something like that. Something that's going to catch people's attention. Or you might wear a silly outfit. Perhaps, you can dress up as a clown jester. Additionally, do keep in mind that if you're going to be reviewing companies, there will be companies that will copyright strike you even if you don't use any material of theirs and you just use your own video, your own images that you've made of their product or service. So be prepared for the possibility of getting copyright strikes and pushing back immediately through YouTube that it's a false copyright strike. Also, you can take it to that company and threaten them legally with a false copyright strike lawsuit. And you can make it clear to them that you're welcoming them to take you to court because you're going to win, and then you're going to demand money from them for the expense of the court, as well as money for the damages to you, in terms of emotionally, if possible, as well as financially. You also may want to consider the possibility that aside from companies that you review or their products that you review, putting something, doing something negative to your channel, like a copyright strike, which has happened to me once on another channel of mine, the PC Expert Amateur, where I negatively reviewed a company that was teaching very, very basic information about AI. They're called Outskill. They tried to copyright strike me. I fought back, and of course, they didn't take me to court. Maybe, I don't think it was because their company is in India. I think it was because they knew they didn't have a case. And I did make it very clear to them and the company that was representing them, that actually did the copyright strike on their behalf, that I would be happy to take them to court or have them take me to court, and then I would sue their pants off, because they had absolutely no case whatsoever. They were just trying to intimidate. But you also have to keep in mind that there are people from other channels that either are going to take your review and use it for their own purposes. I had one guy that did it where he made it, it was with one of the rare ones where it was a hot summer day and I had my shirt off, and so he had it moving strangely. It was combined with other reviews of the same product. And it's a guy that's very, very controversial. So I wasn't sure if I should be happy or not happy, because it gave me exposure, but it gave me exposure on a channel I didn't personally like. And then another guy, he did something similar, except he was negative about my review, and I asked him to get rid of it. And then there was a series of errors. Well, not a series of errors. I made a mistake, not getting. I put a copyright strike on him because I wasn't sure what else to do, because he had taken my review without my permission, and he had then proceeded to do something that, in my opinion, was not fair usage. And then he apologized to me, and I said I'll take it down, and I didn't take it down right away. I kind of forgot about it because I was doing other things. And then he got angry at me, and he was threatening me, and then he copyright striked my video. And then it just kind of devolved and got nasty, and you can see that video. It's still up. And then another thing that you want to consider is, do you want to interact in the comment section? You're going to get trolls. No matter what you do, you're going to be getting trolls. These are the people that are going to try to get to bait you into responding in an emotional fashion to their insults. And so you're going to have to be prepared for that, and you're going to have to figure out either just ignore them and block them, which is what I do usually, or you can respond in such a I don't give a crap what you say way that they're going to be like, wow, this guy's a pro. Hats off to you, buddy. Which I've had that happen as well. But in general, you have to be careful. If you are struggling with mental health, I would say don't interact with anybody who is negative, because they're just going to try to drag you down into the hell of your emotional problems. So be careful about that. It's a fine line. If you're young or you're mentally struggling, I would say don't do it. If you're a minor, definitely have your parents do the comment responses, not you, so that they can protect you, because I'm serious here. It can be very, very nasty. Now, aside from those things, you can also kind of gamify it. You can do like those tier lists of, so it's a comparison, but in the end, you're taking each of the products and you're ranking them into tiers. So there's usually an S tier, A, B, C, D, F, or whatever, and you give your reasoning. I would also recommend that you keep in mind that if you're reviewing food and beverages like I do, what you like isn't what everyone's going to like. And just because they don't like what you like and they like what you don't like, nobody's wrong. Taste is very, very subjective. It is very much a personal thing. It also has to do with the way your senses work. So, like for example, my son, I've noticed in his life that the way he perceives flavor is different from the way that I perceive flavor. So there are things that I think he's not going to like and he likes them, and there are other things I think he's going to like and he doesn't like them. But it's the point is that if somebody criticizes you because they don't agree with you, you say, hey, it's fine if you don't agree with me. Everybody has their own preferences. Now, in addition to that, I guess the last piece of advice that I want to give you is edit your videos. At least do the minimum. I mean, my videos are almost never edited on this channel, and usually on my other two channels, there's very minimal editing, if any at all. So I have a lot of anxiety in doing video editing. The more I have to do on a video, the more anxious I get, and eventually I get to the point where I just can't handle it anymore. Also, I don't have good artistic senses. I don't have a good sense of color combinations and things like that, so it tends to annoy people. But if you can do at least a minimum amount of editing to remove mistakes, remove and anything that is going to detract from your video. So if you repeat yourself like I sometimes do, you can get rid of that. Or if you repeat yourself like I sometimes do, see, that was on purpose though. But yeah, it's not hard to do. There is free hard software out there that you can use. Oh, there is actually one more thing. I'm going to recommend to you to be very careful about how much money you invest into doing reviews. So I would start by looking at what's getting a lot of attention on YouTube and other places where you might see reviews, and start with those items, because if other people are getting a lot of attention for them, you may be able to get a lot of attention for them, especially if your channel is particularly interesting. If you're very good looking, that'll help. If you're very physically fit, that'll help. If you are a famous person already, that'll help. If you wear a strange costume or a mask, those can also help. And that'll also help from the perspective of, if anybody wants to copy your video, the more unique your video is, the more likely your fans will recognize it on somebody else's channel and that it's been stolen. If you don't want other channels to be using your videos, you need to change that in the settings to make it not allowed. And that gives you some footing with YouTube, although YouTube is, in my experience, doesn't really care that much about anything other than doing the minimum to follow the law. And that means that anybody who makes a complaint against you, valid or invalid, you're in the wrong unless you can prove that you're not in the wrong. And even sometimes then, which has happened to me once or twice, they won't let you prove that. They just don't have they don't have the intelligence to understand certain subtleties, and so they'll just assume that you're wrong or lying to them or whatever. But be careful about the money you spend on startup equipment and software. I would say start with just a very basic camera like I use, which provides me both a camera and a microphone. You can get a boom with microphone for probably $20, $30, $40, but you don't need that. You can get a microphone for less than that, and you can start with that. And that's fine. You don't have to have high quality sound for this kind of work, unless there's an audio component to what you're reviewing, in which case you'll probably want to get a program like Audacity, which is a great free program for evaluating sound and stuff like that. It's also great for editing certain things. But yeah, if you put a lot of money into your channel expecting that it's going to be boom, unless you have taken all of my advice and then found advice from people who are also doing videos and are actually successful, then you're probably going to end up spending thousands of dollars and have nothing to show for it. Like my tech channel, I spent several $1,000s and I have nothing to show for it. When I say several thousand, I mean in excess of 10,000. So just be very conservative in your spending, budget how much you're going to spend each month, limit yourself. And as you grow, you can expand into more expensive things. And you can also take advantage of the fact that a lot of companies, they want your data. So to get your data, they're going to give you free access to their services. So you can use those free services to evaluate their services. And that means you don't have to spend any money. Now, if you're going to do something like AI, you have to have expertise in certain areas. You also have to understand psychology. If you're going to evaluate their ability to make programs, you're definitely going to want to be a programmer. If you don't know anything about programming, please don't do it, because you are not going to be able to evaluate how competently an AI makes software and how secure it is, and how, in other words, can it be hacked? Can your user's data be stolen easily, and that sort of thing. But test it based on areas where you know a lot of information. Also test to see if it's manipulative and things like that. But whatever you do, don't spend a lot of money. Your expenses should be 0 to very, very low. And then as your channel becomes monetized, you can increase it a little bit, but always make sure that you're keeping that amount reasonable, because the goal here is for you to end up earning more than you lose. My channel, I lose way more than I earn. Keep that in mind. Don't follow my example. So I hope this has helped. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.